Have you ever felt like you're trying your absolute hardest, but you're just not making any progress? Like everyone else is moving forward while you're stuck in the same place? If so, this story is for you. Long ago, nestled in the quiet countryside, there was a small boarding school where children lived and learned with their teacher. Their days were filled with simple routines. Waking up early to tend the garden, carrying firewood, cleaning the classrooms, and then diving into their lessons. Life was simple, but rich with learning. Among these children was a boy named Eli. Eli was cheerful and kind, always ready with a smile, but when it came to his studies, he struggled immensely. Reading letters felt like deciphering a secret code. Understanding words and remembering lessons seemed impossible. No matter how hard he tried, the knowledge just wouldn't stick. The teacher, a patient man, noticed Eli's struggle. "Eli, try it this way," he would say gently, tracing a letter slowly. But Eli's mind would jumble everything up. Frustration would well up inside him, and he'd often hide his face in his hands, feeling a deep sense of despair. Soon, the other children started to notice. "You're so slow," they'd laugh. "You'll never learn anything." Each taunt felt like a heavy stone pressing down on Eli's chest. He felt ashamed, and some days, he just wanted to disappear, to hide away from everyone's judging eyes. Months turned into a year. Eli watched with a heavy heart as his friends moved up to the next class, leaving him behind. A single question echoed in his mind. Will I ever be able to learn? One quiet evening, the teacher called Eli aside. His voice was soft, but his words were devastating. "Eli," he began, "I've tried everything I can to help you. Perhaps academic learning is just not your strength. Maybe it's time for you to go home." Eli's world crumbled. Maybe he's right, he thought, his spirit completely crushed. With heavy steps and a heavier heart, he left the school and began the long walk back to his village, feeling utterly defeated. Tears welled up in his eyes, blurring the path ahead. On his way, he paused by the old village well to rest. As he sat, he noticed something peculiar. Deep grooves, like scars, were etched into the hard stone edge of the well. They were smooth and perfectly curved. Curious, he asked an elderly woman who was drawing water nearby, "How did these marks get on such hard stones? Did someone carve them?" The woman smiled kindly at him. "No, my dear Eli. Look at this," she said, holding up the thin, worn-out rope used to pull the water bucket. "Every single day, this soft rope rubs against the hard stone, back and forth, back and forth. It doesn't seem like much each time, but over many years, even a soft rope can cut through hard stone." Eli stared at the rope, then back at the deep grooves in the stone. The woman's words echoed in his mind. A soft rope cuts through hard stone. Over time, a spark ignited within him. He thought, if a soft rope can carve into hard stone just by rubbing against it again and again, then maybe my mind, even if it's slow, can learn if I just keep trying, day after day, without giving up. A new wave of determination washed over him, extinguishing his despair. He turned around, his steps no longer heavy but filled with purpose, and walked straight back to the school. He found his teacher and said with newfound confidence, "Teacher, please let me stay. I will work harder than ever before." Promise. Seeing the fire in Eli's eyes, the teacher agreed, and Eli kept his word. He started from the very beginning. He read the same passage, not 5 times, but 50 times. He practiced writing the same letter not 10 times, but 100 times. He never missed a day. When others were playing, he was studying. When others were sleeping, he was reviewing his lessons under the moonlight. It wasn't easy. There were still moments of frustration, but every time he felt like giving up, he remembered the rope and the stone at the well. He visualized that simple rope, persistently working away, and he kept going. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, things began to change. The letters started to make sense. The words began to stick. The lessons started to become clear. His classmates, who once teased him, now watched in amazement as Eli not only caught up, but began to excel. Years later, Eli became one of the most respected scholars in the land. People would travel from far and wide to seek his wisdom. And whenever a young student came to him, discouraged and ready to give up, Eli would smile and tell them the story of a soft rope and a hard stone, reminding them that with persistent effort, nothing is impossible. So, if you're feeling stuck right now, remember Eli. Remember that small, consistent efforts, repeated over time, can overcome the biggest challenges. It's not always about speed, it's about persistence. Just like that rope, keep at it, and you too can cut through any stone that stands in your way. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that inspire.